Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 87 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because this is Gothic horror, there may be some things that come up to align for some people, such as blood, gore, violence, talk of abuse and trauma, child endangerment, body horror, and other such things. If anything comes up to align for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So in the last episode, the party made their way through the domain of Zakapili, the Prince of Flowers, to make their way to the Emerald Wood in order to finally, once and for all, rid themselves of the nuisance that is Samantha. They made their way there, and they had a tough battle, where at first she turned into an earth elemental. She transformed into various other forms until finally she transformed into a very large Archfey with quite a powerful set of spells. But in the end, they prevailed. Lark's sibling Prank firing her wild bow and finally shooting Samantha down. At the end of this little excursion, Granther revealed himself finally to be the Green Man. Sorry, not the Green Man, the Apple Man, son of the Green Man, and therefore a powerful Archfey in his own right. He took Lark and his 3 siblings into the tree that grew at the center of the domain and transferred it over to them using his powers as an Archfey. While the siblings are not powerful enough to become Archfey, they are now stewards of the realm and have changed the realm in various ways and have gained powers from it. This was also when they said goodbye to Lucky, as Lucky left with Chamomile to go and see the Queen of Air and Darkness to see if there was a way to fully take over his mother's domain. The group made it back to the material plane and made their way back to Percy's mother's house, where, surprise, surprise, she was excited that the inaugural croquet match of the reopening of St. Hypatia's was only 2 days away. This was also coinciding with the Gravedigger Games, which were coming for the first time to Darkmoor. We're going to skip ahead a little bit, as we did have Alex regrettably had to leave us for personal reasons, and so his character says goodbye to all of you in his own special way and heads back off to the staff of Night to tell the professors exactly what is going on under the house, and perhaps rallying some magical forces and some very powerful wizards behind their cause. So we're going to say that you all have had a long rest. Today, you get up, and it is 1 day until the Gravedigger Games and the inaugural croquet match that Percy's mother roped the party into doing. So today is a free day. Is there anything that you all would like to do before the Gravedigger Games comes and you have to have your croquet match?
I mean,
Well,
if we don't have anything else on, I'm probably gonna spend the day getting drunk. So
Percy's gonna go sell stuff because he has no money.
also
All
true.
right. So what would you like to sell first? Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to look up something, I guess. I'm sure of it.
Okay, I have 600 gold worth of random gemstones that I would like to sell. I have a magic hairbrush, 2 fancy hairbrushes, and a fancy rapier with a mithril hilt, which I think you said was a moon sword,
Moonstone sword.
moon touched sword.
So it's not as powerful as like a +1 sword, but it does glow when you command it to.
Amazing. How much gold is it worth?
God damn, Percy.
Probably like maybe 200 to 250, maybe 300 because it's mithril.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's take all this junk somewhere. Percy needs a Pair of new shoes.
Don't you have a nice pair of flying
I have a
boots?
wonderful pair. It was a metaphor.
All right. So the first place, of course, that you can go is Gobbo's. That's the place on the
Jeweler.
high street
Yes.
where, yep, he sells very interesting jewels and jewelry. You of course know that he is a bit of people more visit his shop because he's a goblin, and people think of goblins as being uncivilized, but they come here and they see him successfully running a shop and speaking eloquently and being able to reasonably appraise their gems,
Oh yeah,
and
break
they
those
marvel.
stereotypes, Gabo. Um,
Um,
yeah, walk in and say, hello. I have a collection of gems I would like to sell you.
and you definitely see a goblin, but he's dressed with like a fine sort of waist, a fine vest. He has a pair of spectacles on with a few of various lenses off of it. He has a very nice pair of shoes, and he's currently sitting behind the desk with a gem in his hands, possibly some kind of cloudy quartz. He's kind of turning it over, and oh, hello. Uh, do you know the type of gems that you're selling
Um,
me?
I think I probably just have them in a little sack and I just kind of like dump them out onto the counter. I think just a whole mess of them.
Don't
All
worry.
right. So how much did you say it was around?
You said 600 gold when I picked them up.
All right. Um, so he kind of begins looking through them, each under the sort of magnifying glass, sometimes turning multiple ones over and just and he starts sorting them. Um, he's just mumbling, sapphire, quite nice. This one, not so much. Hmm. Quartz, malachite. And just kind of turning them over. Well, this certainly would refill some of my stock. Um, so, hmm, I think it would be good to give you. Even the bad ones are quite nice. How does 610 gold sound?
I'll take it.
Wonderful. And he hands you he goes into the back and you can hear him like scooping and counting and all of that as he comes out with a bag of 610 gold and gives
Wonderful.
it to you.
And if it would be possible for me to buy 150 gold's worth of diamond,
Yes, it would be. Would you like it in one gigantic gem or multiple gems? Is there a preference on number or?
just one to make it easier, I guess.
All right.
Like
And he
asking
goes
for
to
how
the
many
back.
bills you want in the bag. Like,
Yeah.
do you want that in large diamonds or
Yeah.
small diamonds?
Or just like a bunch of pennies.
Right.
Just a wheelbarrow of pennies. Um, so he comes out with what appears to be maybe around like a probably 2 to 3 pound diamond, which is surprising.
Jesus Christ.
This should be
About
what
big.
you're looking for. Um, and he hands you the diamond, and he takes you said 150
Yes. And
gold
that will put me
off
at
of you.
900 gold's worth of diamonds so I can use Revivify 3 times.
Ooh, nice. And he takes it from the gold from you. Is there any other gemstones or jewelry that you would like to buy, or does that
I
conclude our
think that is
business?
all. Thank you so much.
Of course. Um, and you leave his wonderful shop of sparkling gemstones. And so you said you also wanted to sell your sword and hairbrushes?
Yes.
Okay.
My word.
Two of the hairbrushes are regular hairbrushes, even though they are quite nice. So I don't know if the Copper Cauldron would want regular hairbrushes, but I have one that is magic.
The Copper Cauldron is currently down because it was
Oh, right.
blown up.
Forgot about that.
Yep, it was exploded. There is the wizard's top hat, but that's mainly potions.
Yeah.
It seems there aren't very many other places that you might go.
You can always just try selling them on the street.
Yeah. Anybody
Yeah.
want a moon-touched scimitar? I'll take
Swords,
250
here.
gold.
Swords,
Anybody
here.
random want to pay 250 gold?
I mean, you could zhuzh it up, be like, rare treasures from the Fey Wild,
Oh, for fuck's
taken
sake.
directly from the domain of an Archfey.
Yeah, it seems like your favorite shop is a bit down at the moment.
All right, well,
There's still like the equivalent of like plastic wrap over like the entrance and all the windows and like ramparts put up, and there's construction, and you're not sure where Goran Gygax is at the moment. There has been some progress on construction, but it has been the entire front has been blown out.
well, I guess I will come back for that later.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to do?
No, I'm pretty good. Well, let me check my inventory. I mean, I haven't been using potions. I would say stock up on potions and stuff, but I haven't needed them. So
You all haven't really used your potions.
yeah, I think I'm good actually.
And I think you all even have a few like charms and things that you all haven't used. I know
beads of bless and cure wounds.
Yes.
I think I still have a charm of heroism.
Yep, that you got from the Shringas that you that you haven't used yet.
The Shringas. They were so cute. No, I'm good. Booze and food and a bath. Oh my god, a bath.
Yeah. Percy's mom's house does have a very nice bathtub. They are wealthy enough to have a very nice bathtub that runs very nice warm baths. And you definitely have a very lovely bath.
Wonderful.
They
Nice,
have
good
not
soak.
stocked up on expensive whiskey. There's still like only 4 bottles in the cabinet now.
I'm sure Arthur's been bugging Mr. Moneybags since we got back. Like, hey, you know, that sort of vibe.
Yeah.
You know, since you have all this extra money, you know, we've been doing all this work to, you know, keep you and your family alive and, you know, stop the world from ending, yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's really no big thing, but like.
I will speak to one of my suppliers. I recently made a purchase of furniture again for the Candlelight Theater, but I will see if there's room in the budget.
Oh, I mean, you really needn't go through the trouble, but I do appreciate it.
So I'm assuming it's that back and forth for a while, every once in a while.
Yep, some kind of mess like that.
Lark's anything just gonna have a spa day. We're gonna go hang out at the spa.
Sounds great.
You're gonna go to the spa.
Be like, I'm halfway to being an Archfey now.
Oh my god!
Watch the wings. Watch the wings.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You pay a gold to have a lovely spa day. If you would like to see Ludla, I can pull that character out.
We'll say that we visited, but we don't need a Ludla scene.
Okay. Because I was like, I can whip one out. I don't mind. I'm sure she's a fan favorite. Anyway, so you all have your day of rest. And you all have a long rest. Of course, for the first time in a while, you all have regular, normal dreams. No weird visitations from otherworldly beings, no strange prophetic dreams that might mean something, but who knows? Nothing of that nature. But the morning comes, you all get up, and while you're eating breakfast, Percy's mother seems very busy. She's a little more dressed up than she usually is, for obvious reasons. And she's getting the last of the flyers out, getting them drawn up, getting them out. And while you all are at the breakfast table, she comes to you. Oh, I think I forgot. You all are okay with wearing uniforms, right? For the croquet match?
I'm sorry, what?
I completely forgot yesterday. I was trying to get all the flyers out and get the word out and do some networking with the Gravediggers Guild. Of course, you are going up against Vespers Green. They are a very well-funded team, and they all have uniforms. It would maybe behoove you all to wear uniforms.
Behoove?
What sort of uniform?
Well, and she kind of goes to the couch and pulls out. It's kind of a sort of cream-colored shirt, cream-colored pants, black shoes, a maroon vest, and a maroon bow tie. These were the designs.
Do we have
Ostentatious.
neck thing?
Yes. The point of a uniform is to look you.
Thank you. I know what uniform means. Fine. We'll do it. Why are we doing this again?
Well, we don't exactly have our own croquet team. They backed out once they heard that they were up against Vespers Green.
Oh, right.
So...
Well,
Oh, look, I don't think you have any in my size. What a shame.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Well, Belladonna has been working on altering a uniform for you, as well as altering uniforms for the rest of you. She actually should be by any minute. The Gravedigger games don't start until around 10, and it's, we have time.
well, chins up, boys. Croquet isn't all that
fabulous.
bad.
We'll all match.
It's been a few years since I
Yay.
played, but it'll be fun to stretch the old hammer muscles.
Wait, hammers?
You do know how croquet's played, don't you?
Isn't it the thing with the horses?
No.
Oh,
That would be polo.
Yes.
oh.
No, you stand, but you do have hammers, so you might enjoy that part.
So,
Do we
whose
get to
skulls
hit
do we
people with
bash
them?
in with the hammers?
Right.
No skulls, just little wooden balls, and you have to get them through wickets to hit the pole at the end. 2 per team need to strike the pole. The first to hit the pole win. And I think Percy will probably spend the next hour or so explaining the basics of croquet and various croquet maneuvers that can be done.
Wait, I don't understand. Why don't you just hit the other team with the hammers and get it over with?
Well, because that's barbaric, and this is a game of high society.
Well, I mean,
Sounds dumb.
kind of with Arthur.
It
on
is a
this
little
one.
dumb, but
You ever
most
played,
things of high society are at least a little dumb.
you ever played Hag's Hide and Seek? You know that when you find the person who's hiding, you bash their head in with a hammer and eat their brains.
How
Everyone
is it that
knows
you still have all of your siblings left?
Because we always played on the same team.
Right. Well, it's a good thing you never lost.
Oh, we never lost.
Okay, so no brains.
No, just the
Got it.
balls.
Can we
Okay.
still eat them?
Wait, we can hit him in the balls?
No. The little wooden ones I told you about earlier.
You know what? I'm still confused. You're just gonna have to show me.
We probably
Now,
like a little
what-
home set, and we'll like set it up. And
Yeah,
in the
point
back,
yeah,
and,
you would
like,
know you probably have like a home set in the
somewhere in the
closet.
back. Father, where's the croquet set?
Oh
Like,
He
God!
does bring it out, and he brings out the hammers and the various balls
No.
and the wickets.
Percy
Now,
seems very in his element.
What are the rules on trickery in this game?
As long as no one notices, go for it.
Oh, now that's far more my speed.
Can we? You're probably gonna say no. Never mind.
It's more of a time for elegant conversation with peers of high station. Usually, you can get in jabs with the others, try to intimidate them or
I was gonna
tempt
say,
them into
don't you
making
all, like,
mistakes.
hate each other or something? Why y'all
Almost
wanna hang
always,
out?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Everyone,
makes
if you're rich, hates everyone else.
Hmm.
Well, you're
Where
not
am I
wrong about
supposed to
that.
find someone of my station in this backwater plane of existence?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I am a
Well,
you
freshly
can
minted.
pretend.
I'm a freshly minted Fey Regent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lead with that.
Yeah,
This
but
is
your
very far
best
beneath me. I just want to
wing-
establish that.
Well, I mean, to
You
be fair,
always
you
do.
hover off the ground, so almost everything is beneath you.
Arthur also has a point there. Everything on this plane is beneath me.
All right, now
Okay,
don't
that's
lift
not
the backswing
exactly
too
what I-
high. It's
Oh.
You're
considered
demonstrating.
inelegant to really
Well,
raise
then what
it
am I
more than a
supposed to
few
do with my
feet off the
elbows?
ground.
Where do they go? I don't know. I don't understand this shit.
What if I did? Lark's just gonna Eldritch Blast one of the croquet balls, and now
And it just explodes, probably.
What if I just
roll.
did that?
You know what? Roll damage. There's a stationary object. They're not hard to hit. Roll damage.
14 force damage.
It also has repelling blast, so you hit
Yeah.
it. The ball just goes flying straight up into the air. It smashes the ceiling and then comes straight back down and cracks the coffee table. There is a
I thought you were
good
playing
foot-
outside.
We would be outside.
Go!
Be in the garden.
Okay. So you do live on a street.
But we had a little backyard
So-
area.
It is a little backyard area, but it kind of
Yeah.
juts up against another person's backyard
Gotcha, okay.
area with a fence running down the center. And so the ball goes flying over the fence and it hits the bricks, bounces off the brick, and you hear a "Wow!" as a cat runs off and leaps over the fence.
Does that mean we win?
I think that would be a foul. But
Oh. No, I'm
So-
pretty sure it was a cat.
good one.
You can just see Percy's mother with her head in her hands on the side, just going, no.
So maybe just use the hammer, Lark.
Boring.
Right?
Is the hammer mage handable? Is it less than 10 pounds?
I think croquet hammers are less than 10
So you could
pounds.
probably just mage hand it then, Lark.
I could mage hand it. I could do my airbending cantrip. I have so many cantrips. Oh wait,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the air cantrip?
Can you like subtle spell the air cantrip to like blow the balls in the right direction?
Yeah, right.
I probably could. You create a small
very
blast
good
of air
shit.
capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried and that weighs no more than 5 pounds.
Oh yeah, because you can bend all 4 of the elements now, can't you?
Just not fire. I can do
Oh.
earth, air, water.
Well, that's Rerek's thing. He has control
Force.
flames.
necrotic death energy, psychic damage, just not fire. Unless you count my little circlet that still shoots
Scorching ray.
Scorching rays. So yeah, I guess I am a master of all elements.
Well, when you've got your crown on.
So at this point, I would say, what's everybody's passive perception?
17.
That's just your. That's
10
just
plus your perception.
10 plus your
perception.
yeah.
Oh, plus
And
your
if you're
perception.
proficient, do you add your proficiency bonus?
Yes. So whatever your perception is, you add that to 10, and then that's
Mine
your
is
passive.
19.
Oh my goodness.
Mine's only a 14.
All right, so
I'm a wisdom boy.
Arthur and Percy, you see a shape fly through the air.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
What was that? Do you see that? I think Percy's
Yeah,
very
okay.
paranoid of like meteors in the sky now.
Very
Right,
true.
right.
It's a couple of seconds before you hear your father yell, "Belladonna's here!" from the front.
Guess that was her.
Okay. So that's
Y'all
cool.
forgot she could fly now.
Yeah. That's not disconcerting at all. Shall we say hello?
Yeah, we need to get our uniforms, I guess.
Great.
So you
about that
go back inside, and indeed there is Belladonna there. She has her basket, and of course, Percy, you can see her 12 freaky cats floating in the air.
Yeah. Am I able to
Ew.
like interact with them? Like, can I feel them if I touch them? Like,
No, actually, interestingly, your hand goes through it, but it seems she can interact with her own cats, but you
I think I'll still
cannot.
kind of just like try to give one chin scritches, even though it doesn't actually touch it.
Yeah, one kind of floats over to you, and you reach your hand out, and it's the mouth in its stomach opens, and this huge tentacle-like tongue comes out instead of like waves in the air where your hand is before it kind of just
Well,
kind of floats there.
I'm never doing that again.
Never doing what?
Nothing.
As you watch him like interact with the air in front of
Yeah.
him, and go,
Like just
"Ew,"
fondling the.
fondling the air.
Yeah.
She does have a basket. So I think, and she pulls out one that looks about Lark's size. You may need to try this on, just to make sure. Here's Rerek's. This one was easy. I just needed more fabric. This one should be yours, Arthur. I even made a
Yay.
little bow tie for Jasmine, and she pulls out like a Jasmine-sized bow tie.
And I kind of
I
look
feel
at
like
Arthur, I'm
Jasmine probably just
like,
like,
come on, that's adorable.
you know.
And Percy, here's yours. I think I need to do some alterations, so I'm gonna need to. And she just actually like walks over and starts guiding you towards your room.
Okay. I thought mine would probably be the easiest. I'm like, normal.
Well, you might have lost
I'm sorry,
weight with if you're
Well, you're
adventurous.
normal
Give us a
too.
moment. Give us a moment, and she shuts the door. Okay, I need to talk to you.
What? Okay, what's happening?
Things are progressing with Hammy.
Okay.
He can now shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at the same time.
Well,
So
worse things could
concerning.
be happening.
Very true. So while I was in the academy for a little while, I had been doing some reading. Because if I am as important as you all are saying I am, I can't just sit by and watch nothing happen. I can't just do nothing. I have to do something.
Okay.
So I've been reading. I was trying to find a way to see if we could kill Tharizdun. Just
Isn't he like a god?
kind of, sort of. He's classified as an elder god.
So
There's a
like
bunch of them.
that's worse than a god, right? It's like harder to
Well,
kill than a god.
I don't think they're technically gods of our realm. Like the old gods or the saints. They don't rule over our world,
Right.
but they are gods of other worlds that come from other places. There's a bunch of them I've been reading about. But I was trying to find a way to see if you could kill them.
That would be great.
It would be. It would mean that we could just nip this in the bud, take care of it.
Yeah.
The only
So-
problem is there's only one book that might hold the answers. And the library, at least the library of the Staff of Night, doesn't have a copy of it. It's apparently too dangerous to hold. It's a book called the Necronomicon.
Okay. Do you know where a copy of it is?
That's the problem. I don't. Most of the copies have been destroyed. Apparently, the people that write them or make copies of them or whatever go insane, and most of the copies are destroyed. I can't seem to track down a copy, but
Okay.
this might be our only hope.
I mean, we currently have no leads, so we'll take anything.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of someone who might know?
No, all I know is the original author was a man by the name of Abdul al-Hazred.
That was one of the liches, right?
No, it was not.
No, okay.
You do know, however, that Rerek's little stalker that seems to be attacking him at various points and has made legal threats that you all are aware of is named Fatima al-Hazred. So maybe there's copies in Gyptia, but that's such a long way away. I was
Okay,
hoping that I could get a lead on one copy of the book. That's all we need. Just
we
one
might
copy.
have one. Rerek is sort of being hunted like by a bloodthirsty usurper from his country, whose last name is also Al-Hazred. So, I mean, I'm not sure how common of a last name that is, but she's like important in the court of Gyptia, so maybe it's something.
Maybe. I'll I'll see if I can look into it.
We will too.
All right.
Well,
Also, I think your uniform fits perfectly.
probably, yeah. I thought that was a little suspicious, but that's I won't lie, Bella, I'm kind of desperate right now. So
I'm sure we all are.
this is something, at least, to work towards.
All right. Well,
Kind of like
I'm
hugger. Like,
yeah,
and
she
it's I think
definitely
it'll
gives you a
probably be
hug
like an
too.
awkwardly long hug. Like, and then
Yeah.
sorry,
No,
we have
that's fine.
croquet today. Let's
And sure I'm sure mom wants to go and watch some of the Gravedigger games too.
right. Oh, I forgot about those also.
Yeah. I think one's happening in like
Percy has
half
the
an
schedule
hour.
memorized.
Of course he does.
He specifically was looking for events with Landon in them.
Of course. I believe he's only in the single grave dig. He's the reigning champion of the single
Wonderful.
grave dig. So yeah, that's actually the second event that's happening.
Right.
The first event is the 2 body drags, and then there's the single and double grave digs. Then there's the break in the Gravediggers games where you all will be playing croquet, and then it'll be back for the rest of the events, and then that'll be it for the day. It's probably
Right.
what it is.
Percy is like now very conscious of the fact that like his crush is going to be playing this like big hunky game, and then Percy's gonna waddle out onto the field and like play a little game of croquet for everyone to watch.
I will say the game of croquet is going to take place on the Darkmoor University lawn.
Okay.
Which of course is where you first saw the game of croquet being played when the
Yes.
group met your mom for the first time.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to be played there. So Belladonna leaves your room. Careful with that pin! And then just kind of marches downstairs. All right,
Yeah.
does everyone's uniform fit?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
It's a little constricting.
Okay, I don't know if there'll be time to change, but maybe where exactly? And we'll say that she spends some time fixing some things on your uniforms that are just real easy to fix. You don't even have to take them off. She can just like tug or undo a seam or whatever and just kind of make them fit. Takes
Yeah,
about
Lark's
5
gonna be
minutes.
Lark's gonna be advocating for just an open back number. Like my wings.
I made slits specifically for them. Here, I've sewn them open.
Lark, I think for once in your life, you're going to have to wear a shirt.
I do wear shirts occasionally. They're just emotions to like the diaphanous
Something that
backlit
covers your
thing.
nipples.
But why would you cover perfection?
To leave an air of mystery, leave people wondering.
I mean, they can wonder about other things, like my intentions with them.
I
The
always
more
do,
mystery, the
Lark. I
better.
always do.
Belladonna
Let's wear
just
the shirt.
lightly pats your shoulder and just goes, the more mystery, the better. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, I have to get going. I think Mother wants to take you all to see the body drags for the Gravediggers game, but I have to get going. So I hopefully will see you all later. And she walks out the door and, of course, does a superhero takeoff and just off into the air from the front yard.
Percy's a little jealous that he can't fly.
Well, you have your winged boots.
Yeah. Just for part of Perky's character arc is that he's trying to not withhold information from the group, but unfortunately we don't have Rerek with us right now to discuss the Alhazred business.
Very true.
So I think
Rerek will be physically there,
yeah,
but at the moment he's not here in spirit.
I think we can save the role play of that moment for when he's here, but I'll just be like, we have business with the Alhazreds that are chasing you, Rerek. Maybe try to get some insights on them or something.
Yeah, we'll say that that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you all head out, having changed into your uniforms. You head out to a surprisingly a little bit more busy of a street as people are making their way down to the wide open field at the edge past the lower city where the gravediggers generally have their little practice of actually digging graves, putting in bodies, that sort of thing. And of course, it is just beyond the shovel and spade where they've already set up. You see long ropes with flags on them. You see bleachers being set up. Of course, the rickety wooden kind, because they don't have large-scale metal production in the same way, because this is a fantasy world. And various other events. There are people handing out flyers for this thing. It's big because this is the first time it's ever been there. It's usually held in the city of Mourning, or at least outside of the city of Mourning. But this time, due to the reopening of St. Hypatia's, they decided to have it here in Darkmoor. And so, of course, the first event is the various body drags. They are exactly what you expect. Somebody, either someone or a large person-shaped sack is given to the gravediggers, and they have to drag the body down the track at varying intervals as fast as they can to get to the end.
Why aren't they using a
Percy
real
is very
cord?
loudly cheering for the Gravesend team.
Yeah, there is a Gravesend team. There's also a team from Morning. There's a team from Keel Hall. There's various teams from various other places. But yeah, definitely. Since you are cheering for them, Percy, if you would like to roll me a D100 to see how well they do.
Oh wow.
I
haven't had
won't
to roll
tell
a
you which end is
D100 in a
winning.
hot minute. Where's my
I
other
know.
thingy-mabob? Oh, whatever, we'll just play this one twice. Okay. That's gonna be a 51.
All right. It seems that the Gravesend team, they don't win everything, but they do win quite a few of the various body drags. So they're definitely ahead, or at least close to the top.
Cool.
So then the next event, there's a bit of a moment between this event and the next event where everybody gets up and starts walking towards the next set of bleachers, where there are a field with little plots that have been marked off. Of course, this is the single grave dig. And they make their announcements, and all of the different players walk out. You definitely spot Landon. He is the tallest and the widest there. And so they all file out, and the whistle gets blown, and they start digging. It is a surprisingly long event, seeing as how they have to dig 6 feet of dirt directly downward, and they're not allowed to use magic. They're only
Like
allowed
in
to
a
use their
whole
shovel.
grave shape or just like a
Yes,
hole?
a whole grave shape. But you watch as Landon is tearing this ground up. He is a quarter of the way done when most of these people aren't even a sixth of the way done.
Yeah, I think at first Percy kind of like feels a little awkward, but then as the event gets going and he just gets very impressed by Landon's performance, and he once again starts cheering very loudly.
Yeah, it's a very easy event for him. It's a good maybe 20 minutes once he finishes digging the grave that everybody else starts finishing. And it does end up taking about like an hour or so for them
Jeez.
to get through these graves. They're moving like 6 cubic feet of dirt.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Lark is like child's play.
Boom. It just moves a hole.
Does magic works? No, Lark's literally just gonna lean as in like drift float in towards Arthur and be like, I wonder if he was that vigorous in the night he and Percy spent together.
I wonder absolutely nothing near that at all. I have no desire to know what happened.
Or something like, no wonder our boy was walking bow-legged the next day.
Oh, dear God, I just can't wait for this to be over.
Oh, Percy probably said the same thing that night.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Whose turn is it? Who's winning? This is quite a fascinating game.
So, since, of course, we have everyone there, once again, Percy, if you would like to roll me a D100. Landon's victory is 100%, so this won't mess with it. But just to see...
83.
Oh, wow. Spurred on by their compatriot finishing very quickly, it gives the Gravesend team a second win. Only 2 of the 10 other of the 9 others don't manage to finish before everyone else. But they finish quite quickly after people start going in. It's a team from Keel Hall that two of them spend about maybe 10 minutes getting to the end of their grave after the last person finished. It seems that the Keel Hall team isn't exactly very good at many of these games. And at this point, there's, of course, the announcement that there will be a long break before resuming, where they announce that you can join the Darkmoor Velvet Caskets, which is you all, on the university lawn, where they'll face off against the Vespers Green in a game of croquet.
This really snaps Percy back to reality, and he's like, "Oh, saints help us!"
We'll be fine. We'll beat him in the head just like he showed us.
While we're doing whatever we were doing, can we just Lark's gonna do his thingy where he stabs himself and recovers the hit die in a short. He needs all the sorcery points because we're subtle spelling our way to victory in his one.
Probably gonna have to.
So I have 19 sorcery points.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I'm gonna do I have 12 myself, and then 5 from my Bloodwell vial, and then 2 from burning my first level Warlock slots. So
awesome.
Going into this.
So, yeah. You all make your way back to the university lawn, the very familiar university lawn that you all first met Percy's mom at and discovered the dark, dark secret of Dr. Sebastian Argenta, or at least began to unravel it. Where, excuse me, once again, there has been a croquet match set up. And of course, at this point, Arthur, you would probably recognize this and go, oh, yeah, that's what that was. From way back when you were watching the nursing and medical students play it for the entertainment of the various doctors from the 2 hospitals that exist in Darkmoor.
Right, when Jasmine got up on the table.
Yes. And so they put you, of course, on the lawn as people begin to file in.
I have a quick question. The only spell Percy has that could be potentially applicable to this event is Fast Friends, which says it only has a verbal component. Does that mean if I use it, people will know that I used it?
Yes.
Okay. Damn.
Because the verbal component, there's very rarely a spell, when there is a verbal component, generally it is some sort of arcane tongue. I have ruled in the past that spells like suggestion, the verbal component is I suggest. But generally that sort of rings with power, and people kind of because people aren't stupid. We exist in a world of magic. People know when magic is being used.
Well, dang.
So unless you have subtle spell and are able to get something off without verbal component.
What if I told you the Grave Cleric gets subtle spell?
The Grave Cleric does not get subtle spell. I'm sorry.
It's an Unearthed Arcana. You haven't seen it yet.
Unearthed Arcana.
Trust me, I've looked on Unearthed Arcana.
I mean,
Percy gets his unlimited subtle spells.
Yeah.
Only while he's wearing his uniform.
So, well, you are on the field as people begin sort of filing in. And the Vespers Green team, their uniform is very Heathers, I will have to say. They have like a knee-length plaid skirt, definitely a plaid vest, or I don't know if it would technically be gingham. I don't know. Definitely very high socks, flats. They look like the Heathers, except they're in emerald green, all of them. There's not various colors. You see a human girl with a single braid. She seems to be the leader of the group. She's even, I think bubblegum exists in this universe. She's definitely chewing bubblegum and blowing a bubble with the hammer over her shoulder. You also see a shorter elf girl. She's definitely Taiwanese. She has black hair, and she kind of looks a bit more shy, and she's like right up next to the blonde woman. There's then a huge orc girl. She's the tallest of the bunch, kind of picking at her nails. And there is another girl with black hair, who kind of looks like she would dress like a goth if she wasn't in her croquet uniform. She definitely has like dark bags under her eyes. She's very, very pale. She has black nails, and the four of them are just sitting. Well, they're standing on the other end of the field. And as you all walk on, you see the blonde girl kind of roll her eyes as she blows a bubble and pops it. And the others kind of look bored and dismissive as well. And that's what you see.
Percy also tries to act aloof.
Arthur doesn't really have to act. Like, he doesn't really care. He's just kind of like waiting for somebody to tell him he can go home. Like, probably got a dagger out, like busting with his bow tie, like trying to see if he can like fucking.
Yeah. And as people start piling in, you do notice, Percy, you would definitely notice this. 4 figures sit in the front row that are clearly wearing gravedigger uniforms. One of them is Landon. He is sitting in the front row. Next to him is a red-headed, shorter woman with 2 pigtails, sharpening a trowel with a whetstone. Next to her is a very tall, lanky, sort of sandy-haired, messy, very young-looking guy with a shovel, still holding his shovel that he kind of ends up tucking under his chair. And you see a bespectacled, what looks like a wizard. He doesn't seem to have a shovel with him, but he does have a lantern hanging off of his side. And has a little bat that's like tucked up against him, and he has these really thick glasses. He's kind of petting this bat. And you notice instantly as they all sit down, the blonde-haired woman, her attention immediately snaps to Landon. And she strides over to him and starts talking. You can't hear what she's saying as you're on the other side of the field, but you see her talking to him. And the announcer comes out. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who are visiting. The croquet match will begin in about 5 minutes. Please get what refreshments you need before taking your seat. The announcer walks away.
You know,
Percy's definitely like staring daggers into the back of that blonde lady.
I'm sure.
Percy, that's such a particular shade of envy in your eyes.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Is he mad because she's talking to his boyfriend?
I think so.
I'm not mad.
Drama.
Let's crush them, okay? We're just gonna crush them now.
Let's
just do that.
Wait, I thought we weren't supposed to crush them.
Maybe if we're losing.
Okay. Yes. We might see some blood after all, Lark.
And I'm trying to find any magic I have to like make myself seem more impressive.
We have
okay,
Lark
I guess
large
at
on
the
you.
very least right now, I was gonna try to like enhance ability to make myself perform better, but I think that won't work because they're technically attack rolls for croquet, so enhance ability won't work.
Right.
But I will enhance ability charisma myself.
Of course.
So that I am very dashing.
Oh God.
And I want to sort of just, I don't know, try to act I don't know, hot. I want to do like a performance check for like hotness or something.
You know
Performance check
what?
for hotness.
Sure.
So I want to
Sure, I
take
will allow
Landon's
it.
attention away from her.
I didn't think I would ever
course.
hear that sentence, but I love it.
And I have advantage because of Eagle Splendor Enhanceability.
Yes.
That needs to go on a t-shirt. Performance check for hotness.
All right, what's my
Natural 20.
performance ability modifier? +1. Hell yeah.
You have advantage, so you never know.
I crit!
Oh my god!
Natural 20!
Called it.
21!
Totally called it.
Didn't even need the advantage.
So you end up locking eyes with the Landon, and you kind of look away and be a bit aloof as you sort of kick your croquet mallet, give it a whirl, and put it over your shoulder, and kind of puff out your chest a little bit, tapping your toe, waiting for the game to start. And you kind of just look out of the corner of your eye, and you see Landon kind of looking at you, and he kind of looks down, and you see him blush. And she is going to make an insight check. As she's kind of like talking, and you see she's actually like twirling her hair a little bit.
Yeah.
And she sees
I'm
that.
just internally like that.
She kind of looks at him and stops, and then turns and looks at you, and you actually visibly see her just go and then walk away.
Yeah, sweetheart. He's not batting for your team.
Oh my god.
Do you
Take me
yell
away
that
from
across the
here.
No, I
field?
don't.
Take me
Internally.
away from here. Internal screaming.
Anyway, so the announcer comes back. Welcome. So, I hope you all have your refreshments, because I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting game. For St. Hypatia's Hospital, here in Darkmoor, we have the players Percy Kritzwald, and there's a little smattering of golf claps. Arthur Graybill, there's another smattering of golf claps. Rerek
I want to
Jomungandr.
thaumaturgy a little bit to make like a louder applause sound.
I will say you certainly do. And you see, of course, the Heathers, particularly the blonde woman on the other side, just kind of like rolling her eyes as this applause ripples outward. And Lark, no last name given. There's sort of a pause before the
Wait, can I like persuasion or performance check to blow a kiss to the audience?
If you would like to, I will allow you to do a performance check.
19 plus 5 is a 24.
Oh yeah. You hear someone in the audience just go, "Ooh," somewhere in the audience.
Ew.
No specific place. And up next are the Vespers Green for St. Lumens. Not our St. Lumens, the one in mourning. We have Angelica de Avenue. And you see the blonde woman kind of give a little princess wave. And there's once again an applause.
Above
Kiki
the heart, dear.
Shiko. And the elven girl kind of gives like repeated, very quick curtsies. She's clearly a nervous wreck. Nora Felton. And it takes a hot second for the orc to notice that her name has been called, and just kind of waves as once again there's a smattering of applause. And Isadora Vinogradov. And the goth girl doesn't really react. She just kind of continues picking at her nails.
I want to whisper to Lark. I'm just gonna say, if I had to wager a guess, that Kiki girl seems like she's probably the mental weak link of the bunch.
Percy, I'm rubbing off on you, Doc.
I don't know about all that, but she got real skinny arms, I'll tell you that.
I mean,
And
I think
now,
we should all acknowledge that if this was an actual fight, we would tear these girls apart, correct?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But bloodshed is not allowed by the rules of Croquet?
Just to
Unfortunately
clarify.
not.
So lame. What kind of game even is that?
and now we will have the coin toss to decide who goes first. Team captains, if you would come to the center of the field. And of course, Angelica strides to the center of the field. And
Percy does not
floats
wait
in
for a
heaven.
debate of who the team captain is and just goes up.
Okay, fearless leader. Sounds good.
And I
It's
think your
adorable
enhanceability
that he
is still
thinks he
up.
can lead.
So
That's for an hour.
is it concentration?
I believe so.
Alright.
Yes, concentration an hour.
All right, just making sure. So you all come to the middle, and the ref says, all right, heads or tails? And without missing a beat, Angelica looks directly at you, directly into your eyes, staring daggers, and just goes, tails.
I'm more than happy with heads.
She kind of rolls her eyes, but the referee doesn't catch on to this. And he flips the coin. And it is heads, which means you all go first.
I just
So
give her a
you-
wonderful smile. I love your outfit. It really accentuates a lot of your
Itchiness.
features.
Thanks. And she turns and walks off with her mallet over her shoulder. So you all are up first. You can decide your order.
Percy's gonna go first.
Okay.
All right. So name your shot and make it.
I'm gonna take a skilled shot.
All right.
All right, so I get a +1 to this roll.
Yes.
All right, that is a 15.
All right. So you make a very swift knock with your hammer, and the ball goes rolling all the way to wicket 2. So
And I
you are
want,
now on
especially
wicket
while
2.
I'm under the enhanced ability effect, everything I'm doing is like very like fluid and like flourishing and like comfortable. And, like...
It is textbook croquet shots. Everyone can see that. So who is up next? And remember, we need someone to roll for Rerek. And I believe Rerek doesn't get a bonus.
Get a +0, yeah.
Rerek gets a +0.
I guess I'll go.
All right, name your shot and roll it.
Skill shot. Okay, so where's my dice roller? Rolled my d20. That's an 8. So that's a poop failure.
So you make what you think is a good swing, but it hits the ball not quite in the right spot, and it rolls forward. Since you picked a skill shot, you now have half progress on wicket 1.
Alrighty, got it.
So we're at Percy at wicket 2, and Arthur halfway to wicket 2. So who's up next, Lark or Rerek?
So I have a question. I know that we just go as a team, but if we're doing any magic, how do we time the magics?
So I would say either on your turn or on the turn of the person you are affecting.
Okay, but we can only do like 1 per round, maybe?
I would say, yeah, 1 per round.
But I have this thing called Quicken Spell. I'm kidding. It doesn't need to be that real. Lark will go next and take a skill shot with +0. You just see a ferryman flying with a human-sized croquet mallet slung over his shoulder. It's an aesthetic. And he's just gonna whack it. And oh shit. That's a nat 20.
Damn.
+0, but a nat 20.
Awesome. Okay, so you managed to hit it. Your easygoing sorceress nature makes you very good at absorbing skills. And even though you've never touched a croquet mallet before, you hit the ball just right, and it sails on through to wicket 2. So we have 2 at wicket 2 and 1 with 1/2 progress. So who's rolling for Rerek with a +0 bonus?
I'll roll it. I got it.
Okay.
Do it.
All right, let me grab the thing. All right, he gets an 18.
So we have 3 people at wicket 2 and 1 person halfway to wicket 2.
Mm-hmm. I'm tracking everybody, by the way, just in case you guys lose place.
As our team like walks away and like allows the other team to approach, I just like smile, like, good luck.
And you definitely see Angelica kind of.
While we're passing them, which one do we think looks like the actual most threatening other than the leader?
There is an orc.
I'll
just a full orc, not even like a half orc, like a full orc.
I'm gonna look the orc. I forget what's her name.
Nora Felton.
Nora. I'm gonna look this Nora up and down and be like, darling, I don't think you really should even bother trying. And I'm gonna subtle spell suggestion that mess with her head.
Oh, dirty trick.
So she's going to be rolling.
I will burn a sorcery point to just subtly suggest that she shouldn't even bother trying. She needs to beat a 19.
Oh yeah, she didn't make that. She got a 15. As I chuck my die on the floor. She got a 15. So, yeah. However, she is not going first. Angelica is going first. And she's doing a skilled shot. She has a +2 bonus, and she gets an 18, so she easily knocks it all the way to wicket 2. Next up is Kiki. She only has a +1 bonus. Of course, she comes up and she sees that there's 3 balls at wicket 2, and 1 halfway there, and she kind of, you can see she gets a little nervous.
Can I intimidate? Check her?
Sure. What would you like to intimidate? How would you like to intimidate her?
I don't know. I'm mostly going for passive aggressiveness.
Okay. So what do you tell her?
Oh, don't worry. Someone of your skill, I think, should have no problem.
I'll send Jasmine up to like growl at her and give him the help action.
All right.
I already have advantage.
Roll me an intimidate. Roll me an intimidate.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he's got the. Well, Jasmine growls anyway for fun.
Okay, what is my intimidate modifier? Probably a +1. It is a +1, but that is still a 16.
So she's going to roll with disadvantage, which is good because she got a natural 20.
Oh.
And she still gets an 18.
Damn.
You see, she is kind of shaking a little bit, but she manages to get a good shot off, and it rolls all the way to wicket 2. Next up is Nora. She has failed her roll against suggestion. You do see a kind of defeated look in her eye as she looks down the field and sees all of your balls at wicket 2. She gives a deep sigh, and she hits the ball and only makes 1/4 progress.
Okay.
And next up is Goth Girl, Isadora. Ooh, she almost didn't make it. She's making a skill shot. She got a 14, but has a +2, so she makes it to wicket 2. And that is the end of round 1. The group backs off and lets you approach. So now your next turns, what would you all like to do? Going in the same order with Percy first, Arthur next, Lark, and then Rerek.
Percy's just going to do another skilled shot. And that's a 19.
All right, so you make
Okay.
it all the way to Wicket 3. Next up is Arthur.
Ah. Hang on one sec. Okay, where's the dice? We will. Hang on. Can I do a no, I can't. No, we'll do a skilled shot.
Were you going to do an
sorry,
offensive shot?
Yeah, but I realized I can't.
I mean, you
There's
can.
nobody in this. There's nobody in the same wicket.
Oh, true, because you're in Wicket 2. No, wait, you're not. You're only in Wicket 1.
Yeah.
But there's Nora in Wicket 1 with 1/4 progress.
You'd have to shoot
Which
backwards,
means that
though.
you would lose
She's
a 4th
behind me.
progress,
Yeah.
but she would get a 1d4 off her shot, not that she's actually trying.
I don't think I need that. So
Okay.
we'll just roll for the trick shot. And that is a 13.
All right, so you make it all the way to Wicket 2. You are now in Wicket 2 with your friends.
Yay!
So now, Lark, what you doing?
I mean, oh, what do we do? I'm gonna try to do a skill shot.
Ooh.
Oh, 17.
Yep, you make it all the way to Wicket 3.
All right. Do you want me to just roll for Rerek again?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless
and
somebody else wants to take over, but
I mean, I'll
That's a
roll him
6.
this time.
a 6?
Yeah, I rolled it like right after he said, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a 6.
With only a 6, Rerek makes it halfway to Wicket 3, which means he's still in Wicket 2.
Uh-huh.
And now,
We'll let someone else roll next time. I'm rolling poop.
Angelica comes up, and she sees that Rerek only made half progress. She's going to try for an offensive shot on Rerek's ball.
Okay.
And she does not succeed. She only gains 1/4 progress and misses the ball entirely. Next up is Kiki, who's going to do a skilled shot, and she gets an 18, making it to Wicket 3. Nora.
I have a dumb question real quick.
Uh-huh.
Do we win with the first, does the entire team need to get, or no?
No, only 2 people need to get to the end and make that DC 15 shot to win.
Okay, cool.
You and me, Lark.
So Nora kind of gives a defeated sigh and gives another crack at the ball and only gets 1/4 progress again, to which you see Angelica kind of turn around and you actually see her mouth, "What the fuck?" directly at Nora. And then Isadora is going to go.
I'm going to say to Angelica, oh, don't be mean. She's doing her best.
And you watch as she clenches her fist. You get the sense that she might want to give you the middle finger, but her knuckles have just turned white as
We're
she's
in
just
such
straining.
high society, though.
Exactly. So now we're going to do Isadora. She's going to do a skill shot 2, and she fails, only making half progress. So Angelica has only made it 1/4 of the way to Wicket 3. Kiki
My
has
new
made it
goal
to
is
Wicket
to
3.
goad Angelica into behaving uncouthly before the audience.
Of course. Nora has only made it 1/2, and Isadora has made it to halfway to Wicket 3. So next round, you all come up. The other group backs away.
Do we pass each other at all while we do this?
No, you are on opposite sides of the field, so they back away and you come up, so it's kind of a this motion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of look over. Good effort.
Of course.
And make another skilled swing.
Skill shot.
And that is a 17.
So you whack
Boom,
your way
shakalaka.
all the way to wicket 4. Next up is Arthur.
All right. We're gonna do a skill chalk. You know what? No, I'm not, because Angelica's a cunt. So fuck her. I'm gonna do a trick shot. Or
You mean an
whatever that
offensive
thing's
shot?
called. That thing. Yeah. Bump
You're
shot.
going to do
Whatever.
Okay. So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
18!
Ooh.
Right on the money. Okay, so I go up a quarter.
Yes, you go up a quarter.
And
So you had
she
just
takes
made
a
it to wicket.
D4.
So you just made it to what? Wicket 2?
Yep, I am a quarter of the way through the progress from second to third one.
Awesome. You watch as Angelica stares daggers into you as her ball has now been bumped.
Ooh, rough luck.
So does she go back a quarter?
No, she does not. She gets a 1d4 penalty to her roll.
Oh, okay.
On her next turn. So next up is Lark and then Rerek.
I mean, it's been working. Well, yeah, it's been working so far. Skill shot. It's an 11. Can I gust it to make it better?
It is a new
Double
turn,
gust.
so I will say, because you would normally only make it halfway, and you're using gust. I'm assuming you're subtle spelling gust.
I'm gonna subtle spell it and just wind push it an extra 10 feet.
So I'm gonna say that's not enough to get it all the way to wicket 4, but you will make 3/4 progress instead of half.
Well, I mean, I'm further along than any of them.
Very true.
We're kicking ass.
And so next up is Rerek. I forget what wicket he's at. I haven't been keeping track of his wickets. I've only been keeping
I've got
track
it.
of
I
our
have
wickets.
everybody. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Let me throw for him. Let me throw for our boy. He got a nat 20 on
Damn,
Black
Rerek.
Maid.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
he makes it to the next wicket.
Hell yeah.
So does he just go up to the next wicket, or does he advance 4 quarter slots?
He would advance 4 quarters.
Okay, got it.
So if you're like 3/4 of the way and you make a full wicket, you go a quarter
3/4
beyond
to
the
the next.
wicket. So you're a quarter in the
Yeah.
next wicket. Yeah.
Yep, I gotcha. All right.
So what does
just
that put
making
him at?
He is halfway through the third block here.
All right. So he's coming up on 4. And then Percy and Lark are on. No, Lark didn't quite make it to 4.
Percy's all the way through the third block at the start of 4. I'm all the way back at the start of 2. Lark is almost to 4. Rerek is halfway to 4.
Okay. Gotcha. Yep. So now it's the other team's turn. Angelica makes her shot. She's going to make a skill shot, but she does have that 1d4 penalty. So she rolls a 16. But she gets a -2.
Hell yeah.
Which puts her down to 14, which means she only makes half progress. So she is now at 2 3/4.
Yep, that's what I got.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
She almost made it the full way, but she didn't. Next up is Kiki, who's at 3. Oh, she gets a natural 1 on a skill shot, so she only goes to 3.5.
I'm gonna sort of act like I'm whispering to Lark, but try to say it loud enough so that they'll hear me. I thought they were supposed to be professionals.
I'm gonna roll a perception check on Angelica. Angelica is too fuming. You can see her kind of turning red as she's just staring at the field, watching you all race ahead as her team struggles against you. She's too fuming to have heard you, but she's definitely fuming. So Nora is going to go to 3/4 as she once again is not trying due to the suggestion spell, as she cracks another fourth of the way down and kind of gives a big old sigh.
Oh, better luck on the next one.
And then Isadora is going to make a skill shot. She only makes it up to 3 as she makes a half progress on a skill shot. So now we are back.
Isadora made half progress. I'm sorry, you cut out there for a second for
Oh,
me.
darn it. Hopefully my internet doesn't start crapping out.
I think it was me.
Okay, so she is at 3. She's at Wicket 3. So
Okay,
Angelica
and Nora
is
where
at
now?
2 and...
And Nora is where?
Nora is only 3/4 of the way past 1. She's been hitting a quarter each turn. So yeah, Angelica is at 2 3/4. Kiki is at 3 1/2. Nora is at 3/4, and Isadora is at 3.
Yep.
That is the end of that turn.
Dumb bitches.
So we go back to the top with you, Percy. I believe you were heading towards Wicket 5. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Come on, 15 or higher. Oh, I dropped it off the desk. And that is a 16.
All right, so you make it to Wicket 5. Next up is Arthur. What you doing?
I am going to... You know what? I've just decided I don't like her. I'm going to try to trick shot Angelica again.
All right. Roll me an 18.
Here's hoping. It's an 11.
So you do make 1/4 progress, but you don't hit her ball.
Gay.
And as you've made this maneuver very clear, she looks at you and you can see her face still turning red. You can see she's white knuckling her mallet as she just stares at you. She's trying so hard not to burst out. So next up is Lark. What would you like to do?
She thinks she bad.
I'm just gonna try another skill shot with some gust trickery if I need it.
Fair enough.
I've burned 2 sorcery points. I have 17 left.
Playing croquet.
I only rolled a 9, so I'm gonna do the thing where I subtle spell gust to make it.
All right, so you make it 3/4 of the way instead of half.
Yeah, so I was at like I was at what?
You're
3
at 4.5.
4 or 3 3 3/4, and I should be at 4.5.
Yep.
And Rerek, who would like to roll for Rerek? Awesome.
Do you want me to?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
16, baby.
So he makes it a full wicket, assuming he's doing a skill shot.
Yep. 4.5.
Awesome. So Angelica.
I'm sending the dog upstairs.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, I'm back. May have to start the internet in the break.
Yeah.
So Angelica, pissed off at you, is going to make a shot against you, which will make her lose 1/4 progress.
Sure will.
She's going to make a shot against you. She loses 1/4 progress and does not hit your ball.
Yay, dumb bitch.
So next up is Kiki. She makes it to Wicket 4 because she failed on a trick shot. Not a trick shot, a skill shot. Nora finally makes it to Wicket 1, as she's been doing 1/4 this whole time. And Isadora is going to do a trick shot as... I keep calling them trick shots. They're not trick shots. Skilled shot, and only goes a half to 3 1/2. It's clear that they are somewhat demoralized by this almost crushing defeat that they are about to suffer. As I believe, Percy, you're going into Wicket 6?
Yes.
All right. So after this, you
He
will have to hit the
is-
post.
Hell yeah.
He's on his way to Wicket 5, unless I missed
No,
the
I
whole
already
turn.
got through Wicket 5.
What the fuck? Okay, I must have missed something.
He's been skill shotting the whole time.
Yeah.
Put that on there. Okay.
And I don't think he's missed a roll.
He got them croquet skills.
Yeah, boy.
Apparently.
All right. One more trick shot or skilled shot. But 15 exactly.
All right. So you make it all the way to Wicket 6. Next is the post. So Arthur, what you gonna do?
Skill shot.
All right.
Eight.
So you make 1/2 progress.
All the way to Wicket 3.
All the way to Wicket 3? Or do you go beyond Wicket
Yeah.
3?
Nope.
All right. So Lark, what you doing?
Skill shot. Ooh, I made a 15.
Ooh, so you go a full wicket. And then
Yep,
Rerek, whoever's rolling Rerek.
Somebody else take it. My rolls are bad today.
17.
Boom.
Rerek makes it a full wicket as well. So Angelica steps up to the post. Once again, still fuming. Oh, for crying out loud. Did I lose you all again? I lost you all again.
Croquet is too powerful.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to restart my internet in the break. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Angelica, fuming with rage, but still managing to keep herself together, does not make her skill shot and makes 1/2 progress.
Can
So
I slow her progress down if I gust her ball in the other direction? I didn't use gust on mine, so I'm just like, I was waiting to use it on one of theirs.
Sure, it will make her lose a quarter progress. So I think she only makes it a quarter because she did a half.
Hmm.
Yep. So she only makes it a quarter to Wicket 3. Kiki's
You're
gonna
almost
go.
there.
She is vibrating with rage. Kiki goes, skill shot. Nope, Kiki only gets a half, so she's at 4.5. Nora, 1.25, because she's not trying. And Isadora, once again, demoralized, only makes it to Wicket 4 with a 1/2 on a skill shot. So we are back up to the top with you, Percy.
All right.
You are about to go for the post when you hear
Okay.
a familiar voice in your head.
God damn it.
Croquet? Really? Is this what our family has come to?
Really? This is what you're interfering with. This? Of all the... We've been doing some important things lately, but the croquet match is what you choose to fuck with.
Well, have your fun and games now. I certainly have a few aces up my sleeve. And once I figure out where your sister is, I'll be able to finish my plan. Our family's plan. Too bad you can't come along. Well, enjoy whatever paltry victory you have before. It won't last long. So now you get to make your shot.
Okay.
Was that a sending spell, or was that just some
No,
other telepathic?
It was
Okay.
not a sending spell.
So I can't respond. All right. Well,
you don't know. We'll put it that way. You don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna, I guess Percy might look a little upset now, but putting on a show. So Okay, I'm trying to hit what's the AC?
DC 15 shot on the
DC
post.
15. Okay.
Roll
Well, we're
dirt.
back.
Oh, he did freeze. Okay.
I did. I'm assuming you hit the post.
I did hit
He
the
did.
post.
Great. I'm restarting my internet in the break, which won't be too far away. So yeah, you hit the post. You see Landon definitely give you an applause, and the announcer says, "The first player has hit the post, and now it is up to the rest of them." But at this point, you watch as Angelica is standing very fuming, kind of at the side, and you feel the earth shake underneath your feet.
Ugh.
Bursting up from the ground,
Oh, for fuck's
directly
sake.
next to Angelica, is a very strange looking insect. It's very large. It's covered in all sorts of chitinous spikes with mandibles, and it makes a horrible clicking sound as people get up and scream and begin to flee. It's actually going to make an attack against Angelica.
Damn
Oh
it.
no,
Okay.
Angelica.
Oh, it definitely hits
Oh
her.
no.
And so that is a lot of damage. She takes 16 points of damage. We're going to say she's still on 1 hit point. As this
Uh-oh.
thing bites and slashes at her, she is covered in acid that begins to burn her skin, and she just about manages to get away, screaming as she runs. And 4 more of these things burst out of the ground in various parts of the Croquet field. And that is where we are going to end today's episode. I will see the rest of you. I will see you all next week, where we figure out what are these insects and why have they come. And I will see the rest of you in 5 minutes after I restart my internet.